Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm a client success manager at Search Metrics, and I work with a lot of clients across different industries. And one common ask I get is how to uncover content gaps. So, I'm going to quickly walk through a really helpful workflow that my clients find valuable, and that's how to identify, prioritize, and optimize content. I'm going to use Tasty as an example. They're successful on social media with their video recipes, and I've been finding them a lot more in organic searches lately. I'm also going to take a look at some of their vegan recipes since I've actually seen a really increasing trend around those searches lately, and I suspect they have really good content that's just being buried. So, starting with looking at how to identify URLs and high potential for growth, I'm looking for ideal candidates for a content refresh based on new competition, seasonality, trends, or simply an underperformance in their really high volume keywords. You can identify underperforming pages via live searches or diving into website analytics, but I'm going to take a look at a graph within Search Metrics. I'm looking at here in the Research Cloud, looking at the top performing URLs page, and then I'm going to take a look at this high potential URLs. This graph, it's going to break out pages on the site that can stand to gain a lot in terms of average position and monthly visits. So I've included that URL filter to zoom on anything that includes vegan in the URL. And then here in this graph, what you can see is a list of URLs as well as their top 5 performing keywords. You can see the number of keywords that they rank for. You can see their average position, and then traffic index, or the estimated amount of monthly visits they're getting based on ranking keywords, search volume, and position in the search engine results page. Now, why the traffic index number is so crucial is I can see the direct benefit of how many visits they can stand to gain from some simple optimization, which is going to be this delta column right here. And that's going to be the difference in the current traffic and their potential traffic. So this entire graph is actually ranked highest to lowest, meaning I can move that average position up, and based on fresh content and some relevant content, they'll see a really large gain. So I want to look through this list and find a URL that has some room for growth based on the data provided for ranking keywords and traffic. So working more closely on these sites, I probably would have some more business insight and know exactly where to start, where to optimize, have a little bit of industry knowledge on the site that I work so often with. I suspect these Disney or the breakfast and dinner pages are probably going to be aggregate with like a bunch of different list rankings. So I'm actually looking for one that is an individual ranking. And let's take a look at this ice cream page. I have a feeling this is one individual recipe. So I'm just going to take a look at this. It sounds delicious, and I can already notice there's a few variety in the terms. So vegan ice cream, non-dairy ice cream. I suspect they probably rank for some like nut milk varieties of keywords. So this is a great one to take a look at. And this recipe ranks for almost 100 keywords here. It looks like they're missing out on about 6,500 monthly visits, so there's a lot of opportunity. They rank pretty low on page 3, so what that's telling me is they do have some authority, but it's not really performing to its full potential. I suspect this is a really good candidate for some content refresh. Chances are it might not be targeting the proper keywords, like following that search interest. So, all right, now that I've identified a really good URL combined with my knowledge on the site and maybe some of its business goals, I can make really actionable decisions on how I want to research further and what needs to be done in order to optimize that article's content. If it's something like adding a few keywords, maybe restructuring the article, or anything on the technical end. So next, I'm going to dive into this URL a little bit deeper, and let's see what kind of keywords would make the biggest impact on this page's rankings.